I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
May we have a roll call, please?
Hey, Mr. Person.
Here.
Ms. Witchy.
Here.
Mr. McIrvin.
Here.
Ms. Perez. Mr. Pavoni.
Here.
Mr. Corman.
Here.
Mr. Prince.
Here.
Roll call, Mr. Mayor, one absent.
Mr. Mayor,
Yes, Mr. Person.
I move the absent council person be excused.
Second.
It's been moved by Mr. Person, second by Ms. Witchy, that Councilmember Perez be excused. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it. First item on the agenda is a very important proclamation.
Okay, proclamation, Human Trafficking Awareness Month. Whereas human trafficking occurs when someone uses force, fraud, or coercion to cause another person to engage in forced labor, involuntary servitude, or a commercial sex act. And whereas human trafficking is second only to narcotics trafficking in international crime, and whereas the International Labor Organization estimates that there are upwards of 20 million victims of modern-day slavery worldwide, with children making up 27% of the victims. And whereas victims of human trafficking may be young, old, male, female, U.S. citizens, or foreign nationals, and whereas aggressively identifying and prosecuting the buyers and sellers of trafficking victims is an effective strategy to end the commission of human trafficking, and whereas assisting victims of human trafficking requires a coordinated community response among community groups, social services, schools, and law enforcement, and whereas Washington State recognizes a National Day of Human Trafficking Awareness, which is designated annually as January 11th. Now therefore, I, Dennis Law, Mayor of the City of Renton, do hereby proclaim January 2019 to be Human Trafficking Awareness Month in the City of Renton, and I encourage all citizens to raise awareness about human trafficking and work collaboratively with law enforcement agencies and community organizations to combat this terrible crime. In witness whereof, I've hereunto set my hand and caused the seal of the City of Renton to be affixed this 7th day of January 2019, signed Dennis Law, Mayor of the City of Renton.
Mr. Mayor,
Yes, Mr. Person.
I move the proclamation be approved as read.
Second.
It's been moved by Mr. Person, seconded by Ms. Witchy, that this proclamation be adopted as read. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it. This is a critical issue, and I'm pleased this evening to be able to present this to Tina Harris, who's our domestic violence advocate, and also Chad Aldridge, who's here from the Port of Seattle, a policy and outreach manager from the port. So if you'd like to come forward to receive the proclamation. Thank you.
Good evening, Mr. Mayor, council members. My name is Chad Aldridge. I'm a policy and outreach manager representing the Port of Seattle. First off, I'd like to thank you for your leadership in taking up this proclamation and your commitment in leading the way in the effort to bring public awareness to this growing and horrific criminal industry. The Port of Seattle is deeply committed to this effort. As you may be aware, on January 9th, 2018, the Port of Seattle Commissioners passed a motion to implement a comprehensive port-wide anti-human trafficking strategy. In doing so, we have stepped up our commitment to do our part to influence positive change in our region to stop human trafficking. Part of that effort is to bring public awareness to the crime of human trafficking. We believe the partnerships with the City of Seattle, King County, Sound Transit, local municipalities, and a host of private partners is a huge opportunity to raise the awareness to combat trafficking in the region. The campaign will consist of posters and ads which will be placed at port, airport, and maritime facilities, in the City of Seattle parks and libraries, in King County public health clinics, on metro buses, and on Sound Transit Link light rail trains. The goals laid out for this regional human trafficking awareness campaign and our combined commitment to this partnership will truly make a difference to help those survivors that may not be able to speak for themselves. Again, thank you for your leadership and commitment in this effort.
Thank you very much, Chad. Tina, did you want to say a few words?
Just a few words. Thank you, Mayor. I'd like to take this opportunity, first of all, thank you, Mayor Law, for allowing us to have this proclamation, city council members. I'd also like to thank the community and the city of Renton, along with the Renton Police Department, who has been actively and diligently working on this issue. This came before us many, many years ago. Clear back into 2005, we have been actively pursuing human trafficking within the city of Renton. We cross-collaborate both with the Port of Seattle, with the City of Seattle, with the FBI, and local jurisdictions. I also want to mention that we do have community-based service organizations that cross-collaborate with the Renton community and law enforcement, which is Organization of Prostitute Survivors, WARN, Seattle Against Slavery, and also a few other programs as well. One thing I do want to bring to your attention is we do have the posters that Chad did mention. We have had them up in different areas here at City Hall, and we'll continue to put that information in other parts of the city whereby our residents can view the information and seek services if they choose to do so. So once again, I thank you, Mayor, thank you, council members, and thank you for the community for bringing this to the forefront and continuing to combat human trafficking within the city of Renton.
Great, thank you very much. Chad, thanks again for coming out for the report.
Thank you, sir.
Appreciate it. Okay, moving on to administrative report, Mr. Harrison.
Thank you, Honorable Mayor and Council. Good evening and Happy New Year. I've got 4 items for you this evening. First of all, the Mayor's annual State of the City address is on January 30th at 8 a.m. at the Renton Pavilion Event Center. Tickets are $25 each or $200 for a table of 8 and may be purchased by calling 425-430-6616. Gene Coulon Memorial Beach Park is currently undergoing repairs that will close the south deck and day moorage until early spring. Ivar's Restaurant will also close during this time for a remodel. Signage will be provided around the construction site regarding closure and reduction for pedestrian access. More information is available at the city website. The Maintenance Services Division responded to several downed trees as a result of the windstorm that we had over the weekend. And if you witness trees blocking city roadways, please contact the Maintenance Customer Service line at 425-430-7400 Monday through Friday between 6 and 4:30. If it perchance is outside of those hours, you can contact the police non-emergency number at 425-430-7500 and select option 8. Or if the phone, trees, and limbs involve down power lines or other wires, please call 911 and the police department can make that assessment. Lastly, the public is invited to review and comment on proposed updates to the airport master plan, including the airside alternatives, during an open house scheduled for Tuesday, January 15th from 5:30 to 7:30 at the Renton Community Center, located at 1715 Maple Valley Highway in Renton. The airport airside alternatives may be viewed on the website at rentonwa.gov/airport, and the final report will be, based on that data, will be submitted to the City Council for additional consideration. Thanks.
Thank you, Bob. Okay, next item is audience comments. We have one person signed up to address the council. When I call your name, please come up to the podium, give your name and city of residence for the record, and you have 5 minutes. Clerk has a timer right there, so Jack Skeel.
My name is Jack Skeel, and I live in Seattle, Washington. Technically, good evening, Mayor Law and the City Council. I have been living on the West Hill of Renton since 2012, and even though my address says Seattle, I have been calling Renton my hometown for the last 7 years. I am speaking tonight on behalf of my organization, Long Acres Skate Nonprofit. I came here this evening to discuss the possibility of a new and improved skate park facility here in Renton, one that would not cost the city or the taxpayers a single dime to build or maintain. I am talking about, of course, the already existing Long Acres DIY skate spot on the west side of Renton underneath I-405. You may remember myself and our community from November of 2017 when we frantically filled up your council room to discuss and explain this illicit skate park that had been built in your city. but was not technically on city property. Over the last 13 months, my organization has laid the groundwork for the approval of that land to be used as a public skate park. What I hold before you is an airspace lease agreement from WSDOT approving the use of said land on WSDOT property in Renton to be used as a public skate park, open from dawn to dusk, operated and maintained by Longacre Skate nonprofit. I'm sure when we first proposed this idea to council in 2017, it may have sounded silly and far-fetched, something that WSDOT would never approve of. But here we are, January 2019, and I stand in front of council with a proof of concept. So why am I here, you might ask? To propose a partnership between the City of Renton and Longacre Skate nonprofit. A partnership that would create Renton's second public skate park at no added cost to the city budget, to create an extremely unique piece of culture right here in Renton, an added tourist attraction. It would be a Washington State's very first city-sanctioned covered public skate park at no cost to you. I have been told numerous times by state officials throughout this lease application process that if we have the City of Renton partnering with us, it would alleviate costs such as paying for private insurance and even bringing down the monthly rate of rent on the property. With your help, we can continue to create and build this thriving action sports community that currently resides under that bridge. I believe this would be an amazing addition to Renton's public park system, and I hope that you see the benefit that this project would add to your ever-growing city. If this interests you, I would love to set up a meeting and discuss this topic more in depth. Thank you so much for your time and hearing me on this issue. Best regards, Jack Skeel, Longacre Skate Nonprofit.
Thank you, Jack. Okay, moving on to the consent agenda, we have 17 items for council consideration. Are there any items that council member would like pulled for discussion?
Mr. Mayor, seeing none, I move the consent agenda be adopted as presented.
Second.
It's been moved by Mr. Person, second by Mr. Corman, that council adopt the consent agenda as presented. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it. Moving on to unfinished business, Mr. Person.
No unfinished business.
Okay, Ms. Witchy.
Yes, Mr. Mayor, the Community Services Committee has a committee report.
Okay, Community Services Committee report, appointments to the Renton Municipal Arts Commission. The Community Services Committee recommends concurrence in the staff recommendation to confirm Mayor Law's appointments of Ms. Kai Weiss and Ms. Brianna Burrows to the Renton Municipal Arts Commission with terms expiring 12/31/2021. This is signed by the committee chair and a member.
Mr. Mayor,
Yes, Ms. Witchy.
I move that council concur with the recommendation of the Community Services Committee.
Second.
It's been moved by Ms. Witchy, seconded by Mr. Corman, that council concur with the Community Services Committee report. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it. Okay, thank you. Mr. McIrvin.
No unfinished business, Mr. Mayor.
Okay, Mr. Pavoni.
Yes, Mr. Mayor, the Finance Committee has one committee report.
Okay, Finance Committee report approval of claims and payroll vouchers. Finance Committee approves the following payments. 1, accounts payable total payment of $17,467,449.95 for vouchers 10089 through 10096, 112618 through 370354 through 370355, 370370 through 370687, 370703 through 370986, payroll benefit withholding vouchers 5945 through 5964, 370356 through 370369, 370688 through 370702, and 11 wire transfers. 2 is payroll, total payment of $3,012,246.66 for payroll vouchers, which include 1,369 direct deposits and 15 checks. This is for the November 6th through 30th and December 1st through 15th, 2018 pay periods. Kidder Matthews, total payment of $250,144.87 for vouchers 5776 through 5796. And 4, Municipal Court, total payment of $6,922.26 for vouchers 017352 through 017359. This is signed by the committee chair and members.
Mr. Mayor,
Yes, Mr. Pavoni.
I move the council concur with the Finance Committee committee report.
Second.
It's been moved by Mr. Pavoni, seconded by Mr. Prince, that council concur with the Finance Committee report. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it. Okay, Mr. Corman.
Yes, Mr. Mayor, I'd just like to say that the agenda shows that the Airport Master Plan Preferred Airside Alternative is still in the Transportation Committee. And as last year's chair, I'll go ahead and just make the statement that that's going to be held for a few more weeks because there's additional outreach that's going on with the public right now, including a public meeting that's, I think, scheduled for the 15th, if I recall. So that report, we'll bring it forward again following that meeting at the next council meeting, at least tentatively, and that's all, Mr. Mayor.
Okay, thank you. And Mr. Prince.
No unfinished business, Mr. Mayor.
Okay, moving on to new business, Mr. Person.
Yes, Mr. Mayor, the Committee of the Whole will meet next Monday. What is that, January 14th already? In the Council Conferencing Center, there's 5 items. Council Policy 800-12, Rental Registration Program, Family First Center, Community Center Architectural Contract, Allocation of Lodging Tax Funding, and Emerging Issues. That's it, Mr. Mayor.
Okay, thank you. Ms. Witchy.
No new business, Mr. Mayor.
Okay, Mr. McGurven.
No new business, Mr. Mayor.
Okay, Mr. Pavoni.
Yes, Mr. Mayor, the Finance Committee will be meeting Monday, January 14th at 4 p.m. in the council conference room. We have 5 items on the agenda. The first is Parks, Recreation, and Natural Areas Plan. The second is Certified Arborist Inspector Service Contract. The third is request to increase Recreation Specialist to .75 FTE. Also, we have Family First Community Center Grant, King County Youth Sports, and the last is Duval Avenue Roadway TIB Grant. That is all, Mr. Mayor.
Okay, thank you. Mr. Corman.
No, I'm sorry.
No new business?
No new business.
Okay.
Yep.
Mr. Prince.
Yes, Mr. Mayor, the Planning and Development Committee will meet on Monday, January 14th, 2019 at 3 p.m. in the council conference room. And we have 2 items on the agenda, Trails and Bicycle Master Plan Update and Emerging Issues in CED. That's all, Mr. Mayor.
Okay, thank you. All right, what's the wish of the council?
Mr. Mayor?
Yes, Mr. Corman.
Can somebody remind me that the topic of the fee, for the business license fee for the,
Safe and healthy housing?
yes,
That's coming up, and they
Cal.
changed the name of it. That's what,
That's what's in Cal.
Oh, okay.
that's in the
Okay, good.
Committee of the Whole. And
Thank you.
And just for your information, they changed it to the rental registration
Rental
program.
registration, okay, thank you. I just wanted that clarification when that was going to happen. Okay, thank you, Mr. Mayor.
I had asked the same question.
What's the wish of the council?
Move we adjourn.
Second.
Okay, it's been moved by Mr. Prince, second by Ms. Witchy to adjourn. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it.
Great.